Another interesting thought before we get started is that this prayer was given by revelation prior to actually reciting the prayer at the dedication, which is a very interesting concept of prayers being written in advance by revelation. Because, of course, normal prayers, we always think about it being very impromptu, in the moment, on the spot. We don't have, apart from ordinances, we don't have memorized prayers that we recite in the church, things like that. So all the dedicatory prayers of temple since the Kirtland Temple have been done in the same manner. They've been prepared by revelation and then recited or delivered in the moment of the dedication, which is very interesting to think about. I've been pondering on that, and there's some scriptures that teach us that when we do our personal prayers, that we can even be guided by the Spirit in the words that we use to pray, which is a very powerful and pure way of praying.
Yeah.
And I think the natural man, our tendency is to say prayers that are perhaps not as reverent and sacred as they should be, because we're tired and the hustles of life and whatnot just get in the way of allowing us to sit, take the time and find the quiet time to really do true, prayers with in more of a meditative state, with real pondering involved. But this concept of praying by the Spirit, or getting yourself in tune with the Spirit, that He may give you the words to pray, it's a very powerful idea, a very powerful concept. And I'm sure a lot of us have had those moments where we feel that we've tapped into that, and can testify that when you really get in that spirit of prayer, the true spirit of prayer, it's a completely different experience than your normal kind of bedside prayer.
Well, it's kind of like the counsel that you hear every once in a while where they say, if you don't feel like praying, basically kneel down and wait until you get to that point in which you now desire or seek to pray. And it's kind of ushering in that spirit of, okay, now I'm feeling the words, I'm feeling the desire, my heart now is prepared and is humble and truly seeks to commune with the Lord. I was trying to think, like, when have I actually kind of pre-planned a prayer in my life? Of course, there's things you need to seek counsel on or guidance of, but I normally don't put a lot of forethought in, like, what am I going to say? Like, how do I ask this or plead my cause to the Lord? But I have felt like there have been times when I know somebody has asked me in advance for a blessing, and I'm aware of what's going on in their life, and I'll ponder on that. And I will say, in those particular moments, I have probably felt the influence and the guidance of the Spirit kind of helping me understand what needs to be said, if not necessarily for the Lord to hear, but for that individual to hear. And I almost wonder if there's something to take away from that too, with the prayer that Joseph gives here. Is it may not necessarily be even as much for the Lord to hear his pleas, but really for those in attendance, and ultimately for those covenant people today who still have access to those words, to hear it and to learn and to grow from it. And that kind of goes back to what what President Nelson is saying here, is there's so much to learn and receive in this prayer that it really is more for us than it was even to the Lord seeking his guidance and his blessings in the prayer. It was another teaching tool for us, essentially.
Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.